In our previous video, we learned few properties of images formed in a plane mirror. Let's review them. The first property says that the image formed by a plane mirror is a virtual image. Do you remember what a virtual image is? The image which cannot be projected on a screen is termed as a virtual image. For instance, here, if I keep a white cardboard sheet which will act as a screen, I will not see the image projected on it. The second and the third property tells us that the image is erect and it's of the same size as the object. Now let's move on to the fourth property. The property states that the image is at the same distance away from the mirror as the object is. This is a rather obvious one that we must have experienced when standing in front of a mirror. Let us test it out anyway. Suppose a mirror is kept at one of the edges of a marble tile. If we keep our object right in the middle of a second tile on this side, then its image will also be positioned in the middle of the second tile behind the mirror. One more way in which we can verify this is by taking a chessboard and any one of the pieces. Keep the plane mirror and the chessboard such that their edges touch each other. Now look at the position of the image. Look at the position of the king as well as its image. Are they both at the same distance from the mirror? Well, you can count the number of squares in front of each. For the object, there are 7 squares in front, and it's the same for its image as well. You can move this king anywhere on the chessboard and find out if its image is always at the same distance from the mirror as the king is. So the fourth property of an image formed by a plane mirror is that the image is always at the same distance from the mirror as the object is. Let's discuss the last property remaining. We now know that when we stand in front of a mirror, our image is virtual and erect. It is of the same size as the object, and finally, it's at the same distance away behind the mirror as the object is in front. But what happens when we raise our right hand? Does the image also raise its right hand? It raises its left hand instead of right. So we can say that our right is image's left and vice versa. Let's try to put some text in front of a mirror. We will look at the image of the word Zen. Here is how its image will appear. The words are written from right to left. Not only the words, in fact, each individual letter is also laterally inverted. So what can we conclude from these two examples? We can say that the image formed by a plane mirror follows left-right reversal. And this is our last characteristic of an image formed in plane mirrors. Here are all the properties that we've been discussing since the last video. Go through them one final time. In the next video, we will talk about spherical mirrors.